Hello and welcome to the show. We are back on Car Mechanics Simulator 2018. Today, we're going to be trying something a little bit different. Now, I apologise, I had a little bit of a recording crash. I have played a bit off camera, got myself up to level 12. I had a bunch of barn finds unlocked. Sadly, we don't have any more to go exploring. And I have got my first car. Sadly, not this. This is a job vehicle that is bugged. That I can't... Annoyingly, it had one part that needed fixing, an inner tie rod, that I have gone and fixed, and now it won't let me put the wheels back on it. And if we go, I remember what I'm doing, part mount, we've got retro rims, and I can't put back on the car. They're in my inventory. I actually repaired the wheels and everything, and yeah, for some reason it's bugged. Now, as far as the kind of bugs go for this game, it didn't have the greatest of launches. They have been patching it fairly quickly. I mean, there's been another patch since I last did a video, and by the time this comes out, it may well be fixed. I may well be able to finally get rid of this bloody car out of my... I love, don't get me wrong, I love the car, but I want a better condition one. Anyway, yeah, I can't get the wheels back on it. I don't know why. There are still some bugs. It's getting better and better as time goes on. Now, from my exploration through the barn finds, I didn't really find anything interesting. I really wanted to try and find like a complete wreckmobile that I could, gradually restore. Instead, just everything I'm coming across has got these. This is pretty bloody good condition. The bodywork, or the actual body shell, essentially, is the terrible part of the car. The rest of it isn't too bad at all. Kind of a little bit of a shame that, as I said, I said it before the last time we searched barns, the very first barn I went to had 3 complete wreckmobiles, and I figured that was going to be a way that the game was going to be doing things. It might just be, I guess, kind of bad luck, good luck in some respects, that I'm just not getting quite what I was looking for. But anyway, my plan for today, because I can't fix any of this body rust, essentially, I think to do it, we need to get further through the unlock tree. We need to get down towards this higher end... that's to repair body parts. I don't know if that includes, like, body frame as well. You need to get to level 35 for that. I'm only 12. That's a long old way away. So, I'm going to try strip this car down and sell it for parts. Essentially, I'm curious to see how it will work. So, the car itself cost me $28,000, I think. The amount of money I had when I left the barn was at $42,000 before I bought this car. And I did also buy a couple of parts as well, I should point out. So yeah, if we make up to, well, if we're up to sort of $47,000 by the time we strip the car and sold the parts, we'll be good. I'm curious to see if there's a viable way of making money in this game. I'm going to stick these wheels in my warehouse for now, just so that they're there, and one day maybe we'll be able to finish that car. So yeah, I'm going to see, because what I can do, I can't fix up any of these bits of bodywork, the front bumpers and all of that. They're not gonna be able to be repaired, and as I can't fix the body frame at the moment, I'm never going to be happy with this car, so I might as well strip it for parts and see how it goes. There does seem to be like new bits of bodywork around it, like the new bits of bodywork, like the purple bits, are very, very good condition. It's the turquoise stuff underneath that's kind of the screwed up bit. There's a window in there. Oh, let's take out all the windows as well. There's a lot more detail in terms of the parts on the car, especially when it comes. Well, when it comes to interior, there is actually interior bits. Can I take off the steering wheel? Maybe not. Well, I might have to go into interior, disassemble. There we go. So we can take out the rear seat. So we can take out the front seat. There wasn't a front right seat, and all of that can then go, and normal mode again. Oh, let's take that door out as well. Right, so that's kind of the bodywork. I mean, the wheels themselves are actually looking very nice. I wonder. I've had a curious plan. It might not be very happy with me. Will you let me put the mount the part? Will you let me put the I wonder. This is going to look really weird. It might actually get the bugged car out of my workshop though. Plan. This is the silliest plan I think I've had on this game. To be fair, these wheels are probably worth more than this bloody job is, but I just want the car gone. Yeah, you can have these wheels. You will be very, very lopsided. It might not actually let the car go because it's not the wheels it came in on. But I guess we can then sell the wheels that we stole off the car. Sure. They'll never notice. They'll never notice that it's got... it's got... classic wheels on that side. Look at this wheel size difference. Quick, finish the job. Well, nobody needs to know. Nobody ever needs to know what we did. Oh, let's get. I forgot we got license plates as a thing now. Uh, Whoopsie. Right, let's get the wheels off. And my plan with this, of course, is I could just sell the parts straight up. It probably would be a way of making some money, but the more important way, the plan is that we will try and repair as many of the parts as we can, because the repair chance is now working properly. Also, bloody hell, this is the shiniest brake disc I've ever seen on a car. Like, the vehicles that come into the workshop, I mean, you do a fair amount, certainly some of the early missions, the early jobs will be a lot of working on brakes and so on. It's a fairly easy thing for the game to get you to be doing. But that is the shiniest brake. This is a car that's been stuck in a barn for however many years it might have been there. All of these bits here are in incredible condition. Kind of defeats the object of barn finds a little bit when everything is this shiny. This is better looking than most of the cars that come into the workshop, and it's supposed to be something that's been stuck in a barn for many years. Can't do anything with that at the moment. We'll have to lift the car up in a minute, and oh, we've still got other guff to try. I might lift the car up actually, because bugger it, why on earth not? Because yeah, there's some stuff that we can't do from the exhaust is perhaps the rustiest part on this car that we have come to. Yeah, there's some bits that we can't. We have to, of course, lift the car up, but a lot of the bits, like the other bits, like these bits, can be done whether the car's up or down. So I might as well do it from here. Like I'm assuming that my guy is massively tall to be able to reach some of these bits when the car's up in the air. But never mind. We'll go to this other side. Oh, actually, while we're here, might as well do the fuel tank. Get the fuel pump out. Get the fuel tank out. The fuel tank doesn't look great. That's something that we can repair a bit. Oh, over this side. Now, if you've played the previous Car Mechanic Simulator games, you'll probably recognise this vehicle. The Moon? I think it's called a Moon. Actually, can we have a look from here? We can. It is the Sakura Moon, yes. So you'll probably recognise the vehicle. I guess the structure of the car, very familiar. Now, I have come across a couple of new vehicles. I haven't actually worked on too many of the sort of new cars, per se. There is a old pickup truck that's like an old Ford F100 style pickup truck. I can't remember the actual name for it. That has like an old, a classic sort of inline-six engine, and that's a little bit different. On the whole, though, if you are familiar with the Car Mechanic Simulator games, the vehicles will all feel fairly familiar to work on. Kind of the detail comes a little bit. We've got interiors to work with. You've got the whole like sort of spring. You've got to sort of separate spring parts, and all of that kind of thing is where the detail comes. To an extent, as I said, there may well be cars with completely different engines that I haven't worked on as of yet. I have had a brief look through the what's it called systems, the sort of parts shops. There we go. I remember what I'm talking about. Ish. And yeah, there is. Damn it, the cross members do have individual. We're going to forget about these many times when I come to buy my own cars and selling them on. But yeah, sorry, I digress completely. Yeah, as far as actual sort of vehicle mechanics-wise goes, I haven't come across too much massively different, but from the parts shop, there does look like there is some interesting varieties going on. I've got to go and take out front bits, haven't we? Sort of bits from the engine. We can strip these cars down relatively quickly. It helps. It helps that I have a fair idea what I'm doing. Many hours spent on the previous Car Mechanic Simulator can get these things torn down quickly. Rebuilding them, buying all the parts, that's the time-consuming bit. Actually tearing them down is not too bad at all. We'll get rid of these lower arms. I'm not 100% sure. Like looking at the bits and so on that we're getting out of this car, I'm skeptical that this is going to be a way of making money. However, I do want to have a. I do want to have a try to find out. XP-wise, you're still best off, if you can, XP-wise, you're best off trying to do as lazier jobs as possible, essentially, is the way to do it. How I leveled up relatively quickly when the phone orders come in. Oopsie daisy, on that. When the phone orders come in, just decline anything that has a horrendous list and focus on, at the moment, is mostly gearbox stuff that I'm getting. Gearbox and exhaust are fairly straightforward to do. And because every single job has the same amount of, or not quite the same, I've seen a little bit of variation, but it's mostly about 100 XP for completing a job. And some of the exhaust stuff can literally take 30 seconds. Hell, if it hadn't been for the stupid glitchy Tempest, I would have got, is it Tempest or is it Magnum? I can't remember. The Daytona that we just had, that would have been literally like a 10-second job, and that's 100 XP rather than a 30-minute job. Now, admittedly, it might not be as much fun doing just those stuff. Some of the some of the jobs that come up are really interesting. Sort of search around the car, try and figure out what's broken. Some of them it does help if you have mechanical knowledge. It will make it a little bit easier searching around the car. Like it will say the car won't start, and then you've got to try and figure out, okay, what are the reasons why it won't start, and sort of look at those particular parts, which is quite good fun. It's quite good fun doing that. If you do want to just sort of blast through and get XP quickly, that's not necessarily the way to do it, because you might be stumped on a car. There was one of the vehicles I do remember working on. There was a big it's a Del Rey Custom. It's essentially a Chevrolet Bel Air, massive, great big car, and it had various engine faults. And it was one of the push rods that was that was one of the issues. It took so long to find the bloody push rod that was the problem. However, got there in the end, and yeah, sort of is there no. Might not be any oil in the car anyway, so fine, you can go back, and we will drop the car down. We will have to lift it up one more time to get the front exhaust section. Okay, let's have a look at the engine. Oh, this is a turbocharged, the turbocharged car. I don't know if there is a non-turbo version of the Moon. It's quite interesting to see some of these vehicles, like some of the more basic cars, there are turbo versions, there are non-turbo versions. Apparently there's a car with an i3 engine. Now, I haven't personally seen one coming to the workshop with the i3. I don't know which car it would be, because a lot of the little hatchbacks have all got, well, the same almost generic inline 4. So I don't know what vehicle it is going to be with the little with the little engine. I'm kind of curious to find out when one will inevitably turn up. Let's get radiator, fan out, and all of that. Yeah, this car is in remarkably good condition, all of these bits and pieces. And I'm hoping, with a decent repair chance, and most of these bits not needing a huge amount in the way of repairing, we can get some good money. You may wonder why on earth would I bother trying to repair stuff that's like 80% when there is a chance of completely ruining it. The reason is, I believe, if you can get something to 100% repaired, it's much like if you're rebuilding a car to sell it on. If you get something to 100% rather than just a high percentage, there's like an extra bonus for it being that high in that repaired, I guess, is the best way, good way of saying it? I don't know. But yeah, if you can get it to 100%, you get an added bonus, so it is potentially worth the risk. But yeah, there is a chance that we will lose a couple of bits and pieces along the way. Nowhere near close enough to level up and to unlock a better repair chance. I think we're missing a couple of coils from the engine. On the most part, though, again, I'm seeing with these sort of wreck cars, they seem to be coming relatively complete. I would like to see a little bit more variation. You know, maybe you go out to the barn finds and you have cars that have really only got like half the part, maybe not even half the parts on them. Make it a little bit more interesting to me, at least, with that sort of a challenge when you're buying the cars, getting the cars. Oh god, ABS modules, these things are expensive buggers. Like $700 each. I hope I can repair. I hope I can repair all of these bits, because it will all add up. It's the engine block, of course, that is the most important and not to screw up. If we can not screw up the engine block, that would be lovely. Yeah, just looking at all of these parts that I'm coming off, I am still slightly skeptical that this is a way of doing things. I hope it is. Again, it was just nice to have another option, another way to be making the monies. Oh wow, look at that! That is the shiniest clutch system that I have ever come across in a car in this game. Admittedly, of course, when you're working on the customer cars, you tend not to look at the bits. You tend to only look at the bits that they tell you to look at. However, that being said, that is not bad. One of the pistons doesn't look great in here. Oh yeah, new thing with this, we have actually now got big end bearings to what I say to worry about. Yeah, one of the pistons looks terrible. Yeah, these never used to. The pistons and everything all came out in one go. You don't have separate conrods from the pistons, but you do have just an extra set of bearings essentially to work with. That is now all of the everything that needs to be doing below the car, I think. And then we can drop it down. I am quite curious to see. I might have a look, see if we can see how the engine mount bit works. Right, piston. Oh, and I've got to do the crankshaft. I've got to get these out from above, and then got to lift it up again to get the crankshaft out, and then got to drop it down again to get the... That's a terrible piston in that corner. Oh, can we click on it? Sometimes it can be a little bit of a difficult bugger to get some of these pistons. There we go. I say it's terrible. It's a 63. Oh, the piston rings are 63, 64%. It looks awful, but there we go. Yeah, engine crane, engine stand as well. I think we could, if we were to rebuild the engine, I think I can put the block on the stand and rebuild it there rather than building it in the car. And then we use this engine crane to, yeah. I could actually have pulled the engine out entirely with that, had I thought about it. I didn't think about it, but I think we could have done. I don't know whether we can like repair engines in like one go if we do that. Maybe. I should have looked, really. I should have checked. Okay, so out of curiosity, so I'm carrying the engine block on me. Add an engine. No, okay, maybe not. Okay, maybe not. Maybe we needed to have used it. Maybe we need to use the crane. Either way, that's over there. Right. Shall we play a game of how many... Oh, we can't actually repair that many parts here. That's disappointing. How many very, very important bits can we break on this and generally screw up? You know, we're just going to go through and hope... I think most of those actually were repaired. How many are at 0%? Crankshaft. So crankshaft is the only bit that we screwed up on the entire car. The alternator as well. Can we sort by... probably not. Okay, so there's found another one. Arrival. I want to sort by condition. There we go. I found another little bug. So the only things that we cocked up, the fuel rail, okay, fuel rail, crankshaft, and alternator. Thankfully, the important bits are okay. I wonder if we... I don't think anything else is in... Okay, I'm going to try pulling apart the springs just to see if we can repair them, separate parts. Just see if we can repair these bits individually when they're not grouped together. The kind of aesthetics, the spring seems to be a little bit bugged on these when, or the, yeah, kind of glitches itself to the side ever so slightly, which is a little bit on the weird. It looks a bit peculiar, doesn't it, really? No, okay, so we can't repair any of those separately. It was worth a look, though, really, wasn't it? So take those parts. Okay, now how much is this? What's left of the shell, how much is that worth? So the shell itself is worth about $2,400. Not very much. So now begins the fun part of just selling everything. I don't know if there is a way to sell all. Like, there used to be a way to sell everything in your inventory, but there doesn't seem to be a way to do that anymore. There might be, but I haven't come across it. So it's going to be it's just a spam click and enter to get through all of these bits and pieces, because there is a hell of a lot of stuff to get through on this. I mean, I'm just looking at the value of bits and pieces as they go through. I'm kind of ashamed we can't fix up ABS stuff, because that would have been nice. Engine block is where the money's really going to be, sort of the engine block and the cylinder head and all of that, which is at least in decent condition. Spam click through all of it. It doesn't look like this is a good way to make money, by the way. Just looking at my overall amount of money, we have still got a fair amount, because we are going through relatively valuable bits and pieces here. As we're starting to get up towards the good stuff. Come on, I'm running out of clicking skills. Right, so we're starting to get onto the so steering wheel is 800, turbo is 500. That's only 100. That's only 1,000. It's not really the best of engines, I don't think, for doing this. Oh, we did get the ABS module up to $700. Gearbox another 600. That was 90. Yeah, not good engine block particularly. So, stripping the car down for parts and sort of selling good condition parts individually, not the way to go with this. We will have lost. Oh, we can get the quick. Take the license plates. We'll sell that as. How much does that affect this? So it makes no bloody difference to the car having the license plate. Can I actually? Oh, I can sell it for nothing. Sure, you know what? Screw that, though. We'll keep it. Maybe one day we will need it. Why have I still got stuff in my inventory that's not sold? Huh? Wait, what? Hold on. So I guess sell it from here, because I think we can actually sell it from here. Oh, sure. You know what? Bugger it. I don't know if this has been duplicated stuff accidentally, or quite where this stuff has come from, but I'll sell whatever I can. I guess technically these are the equivalent of, because I did take the wheels off and sell them. And then I guess we're going to go and get rid of the car. So to sell the entire car is at 2,400. Or the shell, essentially, of the vehicle. it's pretty much it's pretty much even, really. Yeah, buy the car, stripping it down for parts is not a viable way of making money on here. It's interesting and it's good fun. However, I don't think I can repair enough. If you've got a high enough repair skill, and if you can repair more of the parts to 100%, you might do. Yeah, if we go through here, repair the body parts, repair the body shell, and all of that kind of thing, you might be able to make a little bit of money, but it's not going to be massive. I wonder if the 3 bits we broke, had we not broken them, then we might have been okay. We might have been all right with essentially breaking even. So I would assume that the price of the car is the kind of price of the sum of the parts. Even with repairing things like the engine block, it wasn't really worth it. It was an experiment. I was curious, and we now have an answer. Don't buy a car to try and sell it for parts. That's about it. I still haven't, unfortunately, unlocked the junkyard or the auctions or the race. I want to go to the racetrack, but I don't know when I unlock them yet. I will have to continue playing, and we'll get further. Hopefully, next Barn Finds won't be a complete and utter waste of time. But there we go. That is, I say an utter waste of time. We pulled the car apart. It was interesting. Just not quite the way that I'd hoped for. That's going to be it from me, though. Thank you very much for watching, and until next time, goodbye.